So here's a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think Trump won or Kamala lost?
That's a good question. Oh, that is interesting. I almost answered that as a knee-jerk reaction.
Well, give me your instinct first, and then we'll think through it.
All right. First reaction was Kamala lost.
Okay. Back it.
I don't feel that they had a good candidate in Kamala Harris. I think a lot of what she ran on was pure emotions. I think it was bad guy versus good guy. I think it was, just making people feel warm and fuzzy versus the big bully that you should hate. I didn't see a lot from her in general, let alone anything of substance. I don't feel like she could hold her own. There were so many things that I was just like, why would they, of all the people, like, why her? This just isn't a good, to me, it just felt like, well, she was the vice president and it would make us look bad if we didn't go with her and pick somebody else. So we kind of have to go with her. It felt very forced. It felt very, just not a right fit. And so to go up against somebody like Donald Trump that, one has had the experience of being the president before, has the diehard followers that he has the loud personality that he has. And then, of course, you've got J.D. Vance that I think is also just very unafraid to put himself out there and talk to anybody and as often as possible. It was just these two polar opposites that I don't know why they thought, other than making an emotional appeal to people, she had a chance of being a good president. And I still think there's even a lot of people that maybe don't like Trump and his personality. They don't like the way he is, the way he speaks. Maybe they think he's arrogant. Maybe they think he's whatever. And when you have this other side saying, oh, yeah, and they want to say it's about policy. In my opinion, because it is. Because there are still people, I think, that maybe can't stand the guy. But when you're looking at policy, it's like, okay, well, I see his point, and where's hers? It just very much was like, had there been someone maybe like a Tulsi Gabbard that was the Democratic candidate, I think this would have been looked at differently.
I got a different theory on this.
Okay.
All right, so I think that they noticed Joe was deteriorating way before. Okay.
Yeah.
And they sort of have long game people picked out for who they're going to run in the future. And they start like really, forming them way in advance. And I think when Joe got to the point where they felt like he might be unelectable, they're not going to be able to pull him through this one. They were at a point where they were like, I don't want to waste my 2028 candidate right now. There's not enough time. Whoever we put in this position does not have a real good chance. So they sorted through all the available names and they picked an option that if this one lost, that's no big deal. But there's some elements of that person that gives them a sporting chance that they might squeak one out and get them to their 2028 candidate. I believe Kamala was the sacrificial lamb of this deal. It was a bad option for the Democrats because they did not want to waste their good candidate with so little time left. And they thought, let's give it a run. Worst case. So
would you say she lost over he won?
Being that she was a sacrificial lamb, I think she was put in there because they knew she was going to lose. So I think it was predetermined that she was not their winner.
I mean, this whole election campaign, every time. And I really try to give both sides equal attention. I really try to look into both sides. I don't want to be swayed by other opinions. And I'm just like, what are they doing? Why this is your best option?
Yeah, she would never survive a primary. She didn't survive a primary, but she would never survive a full long-term campaign. Right?
Yeah.
The only way that she halfway squeaks in there, if you give her a short window, she can get in front of the teleprompter and be choreographed as meant, and like I said, squeak her in. But she's not a candidate that would have been able to run something full.
No, they want someone that they think can be likable enough to play the emotional card.
Yeah.
This is somebody that you're going to like and want to support. Of course, it would be great to say we've had our first female president, or, maybe a woman of color, or all these different cards that they had to play that was based on pure emotion.
That's how they thought they were going to squeak it out,
Yes.
was that play. So if you look at all the whole board of everybody to choose from, and you have a couple of people that would have been a better candidate, but you don't want to waste them when there's only a 3-month campaign, then you get to a certain level and say, okay, best odds, best chances here. I can put this person in, and they're going to be ruined. Like, give you like a 4% chance of getting elected. So who are we okay with ruining, right? But still has enough in them that they might squeak in there. She was it.
Yeah, I agree.